Mr. Wonka worked the factory.
Ma'am, can you say hello to the people, to the nice people? Hi. Okay, I guess this is Bean and I will be giving you my final thoughts on Death of the Author. Dang, you're not even gonna share?
Change the world.
Hey babes, this is going to be a weekly reading vlog, which I almost never do, but this week is a very exciting bookish week because I have two things going on. One is I am currently reading Death of the Author by Nnedi Okorafor for my sci-fi book club, the Interstellar Book Club, because our discussion for this is this weekend, but also tomorrow I'm going to Barnes & Noble's at Union Square, New York City to go meet Kimberly Lemming for their new book. I'm so excited because these books look so funny and I've been wanting to read Kimberly Lemming for a while. My bestie hit me up and was like, oh my gosh, look who's coming to New York. So I cannot wait to go into the city tomorrow and get a book signed by Kimberly Lemming and hear what they have to say about their new book. So I figured why not do a vlog since I've got two bookish things going on this week. Tell me that this cover isn't gorgeous. This cover is stunning. It's beautiful. I love it. Like, this is the hardback. This is the naked hardback. I left the dust cover at home because I don't want it to get dirty, and I'm going to be reading this during my breaks. Also, the sprayed edges are so pretty. But I started reading it last night, and I'm having a great time. Our main character is disabled. They're in a wheelchair. And I love her. She is sassy, she is independent, she is intelligent, and she's very much a feminist. And right now we are being introduced to her as she is at a wedding because her very large West African family is having this amalgamation of all these cultures come together, and everyone is trying to be so fabulous. What's interesting about it is that while it's a fantastic wedding with all of these intelligent people, it's also very much a critique of their culture and of her culture, and saying like, okay, everyone keeps trying to almost essentially one-up each other, and also these like microaggressions against her as a woman and women in general, some misogyny being shown of like, well, this is the bride's biggest day of her life, and she's like, but I don't want to get married. But what if this isn't the biggest day of a woman's life? What if there's more to life than this? And that people are like critiquing her and making comments towards her because she's like, I don't want to get married. But also people keep critiquing her and kind of saying, well, she's disabled, so what man would want her? But also saying that she needs to get married because it's like a womanly duty. And she's like, but no one has to pity me because I'm in a wheelchair, but also what if I don't want to get married? So it's in a very interesting place right now, and we're going to see where this goes, and I'll take you to New York with me. While my car warms up, here's an update for Death of the Author and Kimberly Lemming, which I had so much fun going to see at Barnes & Noble's. She was such a sweetheart. I love her. She just seemed so down to earth and very real. It was actually one of the fastest Q&As that I've ever seen because all of her answers were like, they were like, oh, well, what about your characters? Like, how did you come up with this and whatever? And she's like, listen, I worked in construction and I wanted to do this thing, and I have an amazing husband, so YOLO. Those were answers that basically everything was like YOLO, more or less. So I loved her because she was like, I just live my truth. And also shout out to Chuck Tingle, and I'm like, yes, shout out to Chuck Tingle, which I wasn't expecting. So it was great. I had a great time. Cannot wait to read I Was Abducted by Aliens, and now I'm in a rom-com. It sounds hilarious, and I'm gonna try to push it to my sci-fi book club and see if it wins a vote, because we could use when's the next time you're gonna read a rom-com alien sci-fi by a black author? Like, come on, we need it. But anyway, so
Death of the Author is so freaking good. It's so good. I'm in it. I'm sucked in it. I love Zelu, the main character. Girl is going through it, and I want to fight everybody for her. I want to jump at this book and fight everybody. I want to fight her family. I want to fight the reporter who did her dirty. So basically, she has exo legs now. So basically, this researcher from MIT who makes prosthetics hit her up and was like, listen, I got a grant. I want to do this thing. You are a famous sci-fi writer now. You wrote this book. You're like off the charts. People making movies out of your stuff. Do you want some like next level prosthetics to walk again? And she said, bet. And her whole family's like, no, don't do that. You're going to bring negative attention to the family. And it's like, I sympathize with her so much, and I understand what she's going through. Especially because relating back to the beginning of the book, it's like, because she does not fit the mold of a woman should be this thing and or successful, as in like a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, whatever. Even though she is successful in her own right, she has an MFA, she is highly educated, she was a college professor, she's now a multi-million-dollar writer. It does not fit the mold of what is usually achieved with success and stability, and so therefore she is not a success. Also, they treat her like a child because of the fact that she is disabled, and so it's like that in itself, she will never be able to fit that mold because of her disability in their eyes. So everything she does is wrong, and so she's like, screw this, I'm gonna go do what I want to do. So I'm really feeling her like, I'm right behind her. I want to fight everybody. My girl, justice for Zelu. Love her to pieces. I hope she finds peace. I hope she gets everything that she deserves. And also, it's really making it clear now why Death of the Author is the title of this book, especially with the way that the public interprets her novel, how her family interprets her novel, but also how she interprets how she should live life, and how her family interprets how she should live life, and how the public interprets how she should live life, and how they like create this parasocial relationship with her as the author, and that they kind of believe that disability rep needs to look a certain way based on their parasocial relationship. So this is extremely interesting. I'm having a great time, and I cannot wait to talk about it on Sunday, but I'm a little over halfway right now, so I still have a lot to read. I don't know, it's kind of sitting at like I want to say it's sitting at a 4.5, which I don't know, makes me nervous because like I haven't rated a single book less than 4 stars this year. So am I just on a roll with picking really good books? Like, am I just living my best bookish life, or what's going on? I'm a little sussed out. This has never happened before, but it's great.
Ma'am, can you say hello to the people, to the nice people? Hi. Okay, I guess me and Bean and I, this is Bean and I will be giving you my final thoughts on Death of the Author. Okay, I'm giving this 4 stars. It made me feel a lot of things. Dang, you're not even gonna share? It made me feel for her because the dissonance that she feels between her and her family, being like first generation American, parents were immigrants, like I get that. Is it first generation, second generation? Bean, you're Bean. Excuse me, ma'am. Hello. All right, I'll just talk like this. Anyway, so I get it. Like, I get what she was going through. Ma'am. I get what she was going through. We're just going to fight like this because somebody wants to take over the video. And it made me feel things. I really did. I can't. Her hardships I got, and I loved that we got chapters from her family because the chapters from her family prove that they love her. It proves how much they care about her. It's just their way of expressing love and what they think is best for her life is very different from the reality, and also very different from the way that she thinks about what's best for her. She's also a little bit self-destructive. Do you agree, Bean? I think she agrees. She's a little bit self-destructive, and it kind of drove me crazy because I was like, girl, what are you doing? The twist at the end, never saw it coming. Absolutely never saw it coming, and
I think I kind of like it because it's very different. It's kind of cool. I don't want to spoil it for you. But there is one final thing that happens at the end. One final thing. That's just like a little, like a 1 or 2 page problem that she runs into before her final event of the book. And I don't think we needed it. We did not need that thing that happened to her. It like didn't add to the story, didn't add to conflict. I would read this again. I feel like now that I know what the twist is, this is one of those twists where if I read the book again with that context, it's going to change the way that I read the book. It's going to change the way that I think about the book. And that to me is a good twist. So I'm open to reading it again, and I'm actually kind of glad that I bought it because I see myself reading it again in the future. The robot story and the resolution to the robot story, it kind of went over my head a little bit like this. Like it was a little too, the answer was a little too hopeful. Like I couldn't suspend my disbelief enough for that. So because of that, because I wasn't vibing with that particular ending, and also just like little choices here and there, that's why I'm ultimately giving it a 4. But I would still really recommend this. I would just say like go into it. Yes, it's sci-fi, but go into it more thinking about like generational trauma, family drama, that kind of thing. That's really like the core of this. So ultimately, I had a great time. Don't forget to become a channel member so you can join my book clubs at any level. The support for my channel goes towards my psychiatry bills and also taking care of this one and their siblings. Okay, anyway, you can check out all my social media links in the description below. I post videos whenever I feel like it. Thanks for watching. Bye!